So let me give you what is a personal brand. A personal brand is basically a combination of your strengths, your passions, your gifts, and your purpose to the workplace. Look at all these people. What is common between all of them? They made their identity. They are all a brand in themselves. Psychologists say that each one of us influence at least 68,000 people in our lifetime. Over 95% of it is not conscious. The question that you need to ask yourself is, am I consciously influencing? Am I consciously building my brand? You remember these two? I started my career as a Unix systems administrator. I was a fan of Dennis Ritchie. They both died within 3 days of each other. How many of you know Dennis Ritchie? Well, no hands, one somewhere there. He was the one inventor of C, Windows, Unix. But when they died in the same year within 3 days, who remembered Dennis Ritchie? So what is the difference? So if Dennis Ritchie were to recruit people, do you think people will join him? On the other hand, Steve Jobs, they'll give their right hand to join him. Are you getting the importance of personal branding, of leadership branding? The first step is believe in yourself. The second step is discover yourself. The third one is reinvent yourself. The fourth one, having reinvented yourself, build yourself. The fifth one is let go of yourself. As we go through life, we have picked up a lot of baggage. We need to learn to let go of ourselves. The sixth one is invest in yourself. And finally, be yourself. The first step, as I told you, is believe in yourself. Now, I'll tell you, most of us don't believe in ourselves. We are not at all happy with the way we are. You need to have this mission in your life where you are saying, man, this is my mission. I am so busy loving myself and the God who created me that I have no time for hate, no time for regret, no time for worrying, no time for fret, no time for fear. Are you believing in yourself? In the year 1996, I was called in US, in Las Vegas for a particular conference to speak. The audience is all ready for the introduction, and this guy missed up the paper, so he's going, ladies and gentlemen, and he's not finding the paper. So to make it easy, so he said, ladies and gentlemen, and he blurted out impromptu, ladies and gentlemen, for my next session, I've got my colored friend from India to take the session. The audience went, ooh. They were all totally shocked. I was sitting there, I got on, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my colorless friend for the introduction. Now let's go on. That evening, the conference organizers came with a big apology letter, and I said, I don't know what's wrong. I never took it personally. I signed the apology letter, and I said, okay, I accept it. Go, leave me. After I did this, I mentioned this to a friend of mine in US. He said, Anand, you signed the apology acceptance letter. I said, yes, I did. He said, why did you do it? You could have sued them. America's favorite pastime. But tell me one thing, supposing I sued them, what would I have done? Do you think I would have believed in myself? And that was the beginning of my international speaking career, 1996. The second one is discover yourself. So if you see what are the 5 steps in discovering yourself or creating your unique signature. The first one is your yearning. You wake up in the middle of the night, you want to do something. The second one is your rapid learning. It's a new assignment. You get it, and as you do it, you suddenly seem to get the steps automatically. The third one is, where is your flow? The steps come to you automatically, as if it has been hardwired in your brain. Look at what activity gives you that flow. The fourth one is, what activity gives you the glimpses of excellence? Where you do it and suddenly, wow, did I do that? And then finally, the fifth one is satisfaction. You're tired, it's a dead end of the day. You had major transactional work. You're very tired, and you do get involved in this particular activity, and suddenly there is a flow of energy. On the other hand, early in the morning you have come to work, and boy, you take on this particular activity and nothing. More heart attacks occur on Monday than on any other day of the week. It is twice that of a normal day. Major problem. The reason why I'm sharing this with you, let Monday be a day where employees look forward to come to work. We as talent acquisition people will have to have that ability to attract people who look forward to come to office on Monday. Otherwise, you know what we'll do? We'll do the recruitment, we'll do the hiring, and then we'll produce cave dwellers. You know who cave dwellers are? CAVE, constantly against virtually everything. You ask them to work hard, they say no. Tell me one reason why. What do you do with this guy? Ask him to come early, him or her to come early. Come early. Why? Because the early bird caught the worm. And this guy says, but the worm got up early and got caught. If we have to recruit people, we'll have to recruit people who are going to be positive on each one of these 5 tests. Because let me tell you one thing. Money is not at all a motivator. Yes, that honeymoon will be there for 1 or 2 days. Or 1 or 2 months. Designation, that also is not a motivator. Ultimate motivator for a person to join is what? The job. I mean, sometimes we give designations. You know, I was in the IT industry for 3 decades. People were hung up on designations. So this lady said, my husband, he joined this retail company and he is a vice president in the foods division, vice president in the foods division. The other lady was a bit more enlightened. She said, listen, in that particular food division, there are many vice presidents. In fact, there are vice presidents even for peas. Vice president for peas? She said, you're ridiculing me, you don't like me. He said, okay, you check it out. So she went and told the husband, you got a job offer, you become a vice president. I believe the organization that you are joining has got vice president even for peace. He said, you are listening to all this gossip talk. He called up the office and he said, I want to speak to because he wanted to validate what his wife said. I want to speak to the vice president of peace. He thought he'll be ridiculed. So the person on the other side said, whoa, vice president for peace. You tell me which one, frozen, fresh or canned? Designation craze. These 5 questions will give you your career signature. But you need to consolidate that. For you to consolidate, you need to reinvent yourself. We will have to make age our asset and not our liability. And for that, we need to reinvent ourselves. I want to give you a story. All of us know this movie. This was in 1975. That was a good 38 years ago. And you know the 2 contemporaries? Now, reinvent yourself. Because I'll tell you, age will come hard on you. How do you reinvent yourself? You reinvent yourself by this particular model. And what is that model? The model is your comfort zone and your courage zone. Make sure that your day-to-day activities, your KRA, 60% of it is in the comfort zone and 40% of it is in the courage zone. You constantly will have to keep on doing new things. What happens at the end of the 18 or 36 months to those activities in the courage zone? What happens? Becomes a comfort zone. And what happens if you don't revisit the ratio? What will happen to you? You will become redundant. Ask yourself the question, if you've got 10 years of experience, is that 10 years of experience or 1 year of experience multiplied by 10? Are you reinventing yourself? Having reinvented yourself, you need to go on to build yourself. You build yourself through identifying white spaces. Okay, white spaces basically is an area where a company or where a strategy or authority is vague, where useful information or entrepreneurial activity can flourish. The equivalent to career planning is how to go after uncontested career space and make competition irrelevant. Unless you go after that white spaces, you're not going to make an impact or create a career signature. Let me give you these 5 steps. How do you create your individual signature? You create your individual signature by mapping your own ability, your own strength to address the opportunity or the threat within the organization's walls. And you make sure that you leave a stamp mark in whatever you do. The question that you need to ask yourself is, does your work speak for yourself? So let me give you the 5 steps of how you can create your individual signature. The first one is, you need to study the business and map it to your passion. Listen, if you don't know the business for which you are hiring, you're only a postman. Thank you. You're only a postman. Study your business. Make sure that you're a business partner. Second step is create a big entry barrier for yourself. Because I told you, the younger generation is coming. And they will come with more energy. They will come with more advanced technology. They will come with more knowledge. In a particular B school where I was the convocation speaker, I gave a little bit of a frightening statement. And her statement was this: all our academic degrees must have an expiry date. I'm telling that in every sense of the word. How many of us are really using our academic degrees got 5 years ago? These people with fresh knowledge, with fresh thinking, they are going to come and take away our critical success factor. Are you better than the person you were yesterday? How many of us have got the guts to reapply for our own jobs? If you have stayed current, then you made yourself relevant. The third one is move towards something rather than away from something. Have you got a goal? Have you got a particular career ambition? And are you moving decisively towards that? Ask any youngster, what is your mission statement? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 1, 2, 3, 4? 1 wife, 2 children, 3 rooms, and 4 wheels. Simple mission statement. Of course, those of you who are senior, my recommendation is don't reverse the order. What will happen if you reverse the order? 4 wives, no, don't even think about it. If you reverse the order, you'll be driving a 1-meal cycle, and that is found only in a circus. But are you moving towards something which is way ahead of money, way ahead of designation? The fourth one is network with value adders, not with aggregators. And finally, create your own blue ocean. How do you create your own blue ocean in the organization? Well, simple. Look at this. On the x-axis, you've got value. And on the y-axis, you've got cost or effort. First, work on the left-hand top column. What is there on the left-hand top column? That which is low in value, but high in cost or effort. In an airline industry, what is that which is low in value of the various things that they are giving and high in cost or effort? Food is a low in value, but it is high in cost. So what have they done? Southwest Airlines eliminated it, right? And that's exactly what you need to do, eliminate it. Think about the same thing in your biodata. How many of you are giving equalizer statements? Category C, low in value but high in cost or effort. Eliminate that. If you know something about biodata reading today, no human being reads the biodata. Then you get into that which is low in value and relatively low in cost or effort. Reduce that. After you have done this, then you go on to those things that are high in value and high in cost or effort. In an airline, what is high in value or cost or effort? On time, you eliminate those things that take clutter, you reduce those things that are not of high value, and you create bandwidth to invest in some of the other areas. That's the reason why, while all other airlines are making loss, Indigo is making profit. And then finally, the blue ocean is there in that which is low in cost or effort, but high in value. Finally, let go of certain things, because as we go on in our life, we have picked up baggages. If we have to go up, we must give up. And I'm giving you 3 things that you must give up. Give up to go up. First one is give up affirmation for accomplishment. Because some people will be pleased, some people will not be pleased. Go for involving adding value. Adding value. Are you going for accomplishment? The second one is give up security for significance. The third one that you'll have to go for is give up immediate victory for long-term sustainability. Having done that, you need to invest in yourself. I'll give you 5 areas where you need to invest in yourself. This is the 6th step. And that easy acronym is SPICE. First one is invest in yourself spiritually. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about your internal value systems. Second one, invest in yourself physically. As age goes by, let age be your asset and not a liability. Are you in shape physically? The third one, invest in yourself intellectually. Are you continuing your reading? Are you continuing your knowledge updation? And C, community. Again, in today's networking and social world, you are looked at based on the number of people you know. And finally, invest in yourself emotionally. As we move up in life, our ability to respond to pain and pleasure in a positive manner goes. How is your emotional response? Having invested in all these 5 areas, the final one is be yourself, because everybody else is taken.